Hello and welcome back to I almost said another episode of the podcast. Too much content. Welcome back to the channel. Today, as you probably saw in the description, we are going to be talking about hair. I got my hair braided about 2 weeks ago now. No, a little over 2 weeks ago now because today is Thursday night. And I've had a couple people ask me like, how are you upkeeping? I can never keep up with the boho braids. Those are really small, XYZ. So I figured I would do some braid maintenance with you, show you what I use, and then also just kind of tell you how I like my braids and how I keep them. Okay, first things first, these are knotless braids. They are knotless boho braids. The stylist that I went to, they were described as mermaid on her booking site. She does a lot of different braid types, and I think this was considered mermaid. It was a little bit more cost effective just because this hair for the loose pieces for the boho is a blend. So it is human hair, but it's more so blended as far as it's part blend, part synthetic. I will say I've had boho braids a couple times now, and these loose piece hair are the best that I've had. I've had a hair that has been really, really knotty and not great. Like I said before, it's been about 2.5 weeks since I got my hair done, and I personally prefer my boho braids when they're a little bit more lived in. So like this right here. I like my loose pieces a little bit more fluffy, not tangly frizzy, but a little bit more texturized, if you would. When you first get them done, they're just a little bit stiff for me, if that makes any sense. Now, the boho pieces that I got are 22 inches. And this hair is, I want to say like 20, I don't know. It's down to here. So, hip length. I will say you'll probably see me trim it a little bit in this video, and I have trimmed it since I've had it in. The only maintenance I have done to these braids is scalp maintenance. So I go in with the Dr. Jackie's dry clean no rinse scalp refresh, and I really just start it right about here because this kind of really splits out at you, and I just go into like the major parts of my head. I don't do it all over because the way it comes out, like I said, it's really thick and it's a little bit goes a long way. Just try and get everywhere where I feel like, first of all, where I feel an itch. Now, I have seen and I have done a couple different ways of like washing my scalp or cleansing my scalp when I have braids. I have taken a water bottle, which I have right here, before, and put some conditioner in it before and shaken it up and I'm sorry, not conditioner, shampoo. Part water, part shampoo, and sprayed that on my scalp and cleansed it that way. I will say my only gripe about that was I felt like it was hard to rinse out. Like I felt like once I got that in there, even if I diluted the shampoo with a lot of water, it still was hard to get out. I felt like I had to then. It was when the video I saw on it was supposed to be like a no rinse thing, but I had like buildup. I mean, it was leaving shampoo in my hair. And then I've also seen people do it with just conditioner so that they can moisturize the scalp. But the issue is the buildup, right? Which is why I kind of like this no rinse. I also used, I actually don't remember what that product was. It was a scalp. It was by Carol's Daughters. It was a scalp. It wasn't a scalp rinse. It was an anti-dandruff thing. I would was that afterwards. Not bad either. I will say a little bit about my hair journey. The last time I got my hair braided, was in 2023. No, oh my God, I'm losing my mind. I got my hair braided last year. I get my hair braided every summer. But I stopped getting relaxers in 2022, right after my wedding, actually. That's so crazy to think about. When I got married, that was the last relaxer I had. And I will say it was an adjustment period for me. I did not do the big chop per se, and I went through a lot of like, what do I do with my hair now? Because I was a partial sewing girly down. Oh my God. So much so to where it really like broke my hair off. Honestly, truly, I'm not going to tell any lies. Now I'm starting the detangling process. I'm going to go in with this conditioner detangler, and I'm just going to spray it throughout these loose pieces to really make sure it gets in there and gets softens up. And I will say I haven't actually like taken the time to detangle my braids in like a week. Not gonna lie here, gonna be honest. But I got sidetracked, I just realized. When I got my hair braided this time, I took my, what did I have in? I had a sew in with a closure before this. I took that down. Megan helped me. You probably saw that if you follow me on TikTok. And I blew my hair out, and I was shocked at how long my edges were, because usually when I get braids, my edges are the problem just because they're not long enough. They haven't been long enough to get into the braids in the past, but she braided my edges into the braids this time, and I was like, wow, I did not think that that was going to happen. So that was exciting. Now, I know you may be thinking like, oh my God, are you going through every single one of those loose pieces? No, I'm not. I'm honestly just picking them up as I go, just fingering through some of them. I have seen some people comb through their boho braids before. I don't think that's gonna be my reality with this hair. While this hair, the boho hair, is nice and I like how it's lasted, it's not that good. All in all, these took me about a good 12 hours solid to get, which was not bad. We took one like break, I would say, and it was probably only like no more than 45 minutes. And her prices are listed on her website. I don't want to say the prices, because don't try and like get me for gatekeeping. But the reason I don't want to post the prices is because sometimes people, service providers, need to up their prices, especially when it comes to things, styles like braids, and that I completely understand. So I don't want to sit here and say like, oh, this is how much I paid for them, and then somebody's like, oh, well, this is how much she paid for them, and why are you charging so much? No, the braiding hair also was included with my price, right? So I bought the boho hair. I dictated that, like what kind I wanted and everything. She did have the option for her to provide the hair. I think I overlooked that on the website. Honestly, I thought I had to buy the braiding hair too until she told me. And then I so she provided the braiding hair. I provided the boho hair. As far as how many of my bohos have fallen out, that would be the 7th one that's fallen out in 2 weeks. And honestly, that's pretty good. That's with me, like combing through them and loosening them up and everything like that. And quite honestly, that's natural. I've had boho braids before where I ended up just like cutting all of them out because it was not, one, it was matted, and two, it was just like so many were falling out in the first place that they looked kind of wonky. I do love having braids in the summertime. It's just been super easy for me. I used to get braids all the time in the summer also as a kid, and it's just so funny to me to think about beauty standards and like what kind of clicked or whatever for me. I remember the first time I remember my first relaxer, and I remember my first partial sew-in, and baby, listen, me and a partial sew-in should have been done a long time ago, but I could not let it go. I am very lazy when it comes to my hair, and I know a lot of people, I did go to cosmetology school, I did hair, right? If I wanted to, I definitely could have my hair like styled every day. I don't want to. I never ever really was that interested in doing my own hair. Even when I will say like boho braids are not low maintenance, right? Like you can't just not do anything with them. And they'll be fine. But this is about as much maintenance as I'm willing to do. For me, this is low maintenance and I am fine with this maintenance, if that makes sense, right? I know some people who just like want to put them in their head and then go. Not my testimony, but whatever. I will say I'm a pretty big proponent of like, let Black women do whatever the fuck they want with their hair. Look, if you want to wear your hair natural because that's how you feel best, fine. If you want a partial sew-in, fine. You know what I mean? If you want a closure, if you want a wig, whatever. I mean, there's so much discourse around our hair. When you think about it, like no one else has that much discourse around their hair. I do not think that if a Black woman does not wear her natural hair, that she is not in touch with her Blackness and that she don't, you know, want to be in touch. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, she is the one that has to do it every day, not me, right? And I think that's what took me a really long time to come to terms with, because I remember when I first stopped getting relaxers, I was telling everybody, I was like, yep, relaxer free, as if that like, I don't want to say made me better in any way, shape, or form, but as I was like, oh yeah, like trying to, I don't know if it was like trying to impress. I have no clue. Now, I like not having to get a relaxer anymore. I think my hair feels better. I don't even want to say this because it's like almost conspiracy theory, but like almost not. I will say, I do feel like my cycles have gotten better since I stopped getting relaxers. I do notice that I have had easier cycles. If that's directly related, who knows, right? I was also 30 when I stopped getting relaxers, so maybe it's just body change. And can I also be honest? I dislike, and I know that I've probably taken part in this, I really dislike when there's like a Black woman on reality TV, or hell, even TV, right? And her hair, maybe her leave out's a little messed up, or her hair is like not looking the best, and then everybody on social media in the comment section needs to run and tell her 5 million times over. I realized, I think when I realized it, honestly, was when AD was on Love is Blind and she gave an interview afterwards. I forget who she was talking to, another Black woman, obviously. But she was like, oh, I heard it so many times. She was like, I get it. My leave out was like messed up. It was looking a mess. I obviously did not intend for that to happen. And honestly, what may seem like jokes for like the masses and the people watching it, you have to remember that is a person getting that feedback on a loop all the time. And I always like think about like something that you are self-conscious about yourself in the first place, right? Hearing a loop of masses just retell you over and over again, like your hair is messed up, you this, you that. How hypocritical. I just told y'all I had a partial sew-in with leave out for damn near 20 years. You think my leave out never messed up? Okay, it sure was. And Lord knows I've seen it messed up in pictures. And what did I do? I delete those pictures and they'll never see the light of day. AD can't delete that footage. Other Black women can't delete that footage. I'm not going to sit here and continue to drag it out that, you know, somebody's leave out may be messed up. Like it's something that happens. Your hair being messed up in life is just something that's going to happen. I'm not gonna lie, some of these back pieces that I probably don't get to that often are not in great shape. And I still might have to have Megan get to them because I've been working out and my shoulders really, really hurt right now. I will say the only exception would probably be like that Nene wig from, what was that, season 7? If you watch Real Housewives, you know what I'm talking about. The blonde one that was like a bowl cut, and then that Sheree one. Sheree had one too with the bangs. Hey, the wigs with the bangs sometimes betray our sisters in Christ. Because sometimes I was convinced that Nene put that wig on her head as a joke in that confessional. I'm not kidding. But honestly, truly, we have all tried some hairstyles, some wigs, some units, some leave out being left out that we were not proud of. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Oh my goodness. This one is But this one is in here, let me tell you. Ooh. Also, I got this hair from the Hair Galleria here in St. Louis. It's in Florissant. Oh my God. I am obsessed with that place. I could just be in there getting stuff and things all damn day. I got the hair, but I was seriously wandering up and down the aisles just like looking at products again. I mean, they had a lot of products in there too. Be it like that, from your like regular beauty store products to not like high-end ones, but I mean like nice ones. Okay, just got done. Oh my God, I thought one of the dogs was throwing up. Just got done detangling. I'm about to go in with the Daily Hydration Leave-In Treatment by Shea Moisture on my scalp. Obviously, I had to take my glasses off for this. Oof. Let's get some moisture in there. Make sure the scalp is protected. I have not put any... Ooh, that feels good. Oh my God. I haven't put any any edge tamer on since I got these done. I just really haven't needed to. Also, you just saw me trim them a little bit. I don't know why I said I wanted my hair that long. It is not for me. It's funny, I went to a barbecue and one of my friends had the same braids and hers were like right here. And I was like, you know what? That's probably where I should have gotten mine, but here we are. This stuff smells so good. And it's fine. Nothing a little trim can't fix. Listen, these were my shears back in the day when I used to cut hair, and they still come in handy, you know? Now, the girl that did my braids also, she does do maintenance, but I might go get maintenance done by her, but today was not, this week was not the time for that. I also can spray this a little bit throughout just to soften it up a little bit, even though this is softener, but I'm about to mousse. So the mousse that I use is the Dew Mousse Definition Texture. I do not like a lot of mousse, so just take a few pumps and do it through the ends. This stuff smells so freaking good though. Oh my God. I love the way this smells. It just smells, I don't know, it smells like fresh hair in the summer, if that makes sense. The black girls will get what I mean. Just for reference, this is about how much mousse I have in my hand. It was like the nozzle on that is a little sticky because I've had that bottle for a while. Since last summer actually, so it's doesn't pump as smoothly, but baby, there's still enough in there. We gonna use it. Waste products. Okay, and then to finish up, I'm just gonna take some of the BioSilk Silk Therapy Natural Coconut Oil. Important to shake this up. Take a little bit of it. If you've ever used this, you know a little bit goes a long way with that, and just smooth it through everything I just did. All of these products smell so good. Oh my goodness. Megan actually has been using this on her hair, and that's fine. It's not too heavy for her hair. I just tell her, you know, don't use as much. Nobody, honestly, even the person with the thickest amount of hair does not need much of that BioSilk. BioSilk really is a tried and true, in my personal opinion, just because I remember when I did hair, I used to use it for all types of clients. I've always used it on my hair. I always go back to it. I always keep a bottle of it on me just to have. Okay, and then we have our refresh. Now, as it is 12:19 a.m., I hate being a night owl. I am going to wrap this up and I will show you how I tie my hair up at night. Okay, so for bedtime, I just do a twist method. So I like to section mine in the middle, like you're about to make 2 pigtails. And then I just take those into 2 sections and then I twist it, make a plait. Now, for me, twisting this way over versus under is important. I can always tell a difference in my hair if I twist it under rather than over, and it's a little bit more comfortable for me to twist it back like this, right? Because of the way I bring it up at night. Ooh, got a little friend in there, a little linty lint, there we go. And then I usually do it right down to the ends, nothing neat or super tight either, just because I don't want it to be a bitch to get out. Do the same thing on this side. Twist it, twist it. And then I take both of these and go up and around with them, and I literally just let them hang like that. I don't tie mine up or anything. I have felt in the past when I tie mine with like a hair tie or something that I can feel that hair tie. I'm not a light sleeper whatsoever, but I need my hair to be not tied up in any way, shape, or form. I know it's kind of tied up right now, but that's why I, again, personally feel like going up with it this way and pulling it to the front and this is like a kind of larger bonnet. I feel like everybody has this bonnet. When I lay back, I don't feel like my hair in the back of my head. I know some people who like do the twist and then bring it to the back and then just do it under. I could not do that. I cannot feel anything on this part of my head when I sleep because it'll drive me crazy. And also for me, it brings it up over my ears as well. That's another thing for me. I can't feel anything on my ears. It is just whoop up there. So that is my hair maintenance routine when I have my boho braids. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you've tried any of these products or if you have tips for me that you think would be useful, and I will talk to y'all next time.